everybody, and welcome to the Late Autumn Disc. Yes, golf and glorious activities. This is the revised edition of this coverage. You'll notice we made a few minor tweaks inside the in the video, a few stats corrections, and we just wanted to produce a better product all around. So that's why you're seeing us again, and we're going to do this all over again for you guys.
Yes, we are, Julian.
I am one of your commentators, Julian Murphy.
And I'm Justin Murphy, and we got sweet shirts to wear.
Yeah, we do.
This is actually Julian's because I forgot mine. It's a little big, but that's fine. And we have some great disc golf coverage from Lady Gaga. Now, I know we've seen this, like Julian said, but we're going to get a polished product out, and it's going to be kind of maybe our, I guess, our template moving forward for tournaments.
Yeah, absolutely. As long as more and more tournaments start happening again at some point.
What do you mean?
Within the next 8 to 7 months.
Yes, that is a good range, Julian.
We're going to be back just in time for winter. So there we are. Look at us right there.
That was back when we could play disc golf still. It's probably why we're happy.
And closer than 2 meters away.
Like way closer.
And look at this card we've got here today. We have 4 professionals. That's the MPO division. Thomas Gilbert, unhappy with that drive, but it's still sailing pretty far. Look at this from James Duong as well.
We got some good B-roll to start this out, and
what a smooth forehand.
A s'morehand.
S'morehand.
So this was so good that we get to see it again.
All right, so first up is Greg Grutenberg, rated 997 from Brampton, Ontario. He throws some buttery smooth backhands with mid-ranges. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's got a good hyzer flip game, and you guys know this guy. Number 1, 2 in Canada, probably. I'd put him in the top 2 or 3. Thomas Gilbert from Toronto, a big sponsor to this event too. Looking ready to pounce here, Julian.
Yeah.
The Tomcat.
James Duong with that forehand that we saw, buttery smooth in the B-roll. He has some fantastic throws, and he really kind of came out of nowhere in the last 3-4 years and just sailed right to the top.
Yeah, literally. And this is Justin Murphy from Kitchener, rated 951, yeah, rubbing his mustache.
Look at that cool mustache.
Yeah. He's fairly new to the MPO division, so let's see what he can do here.
All right. Oh, and I like the sunglasses look for him.
Same.
And this is his first time on camera, I think, and first time for Greg Grutenberg as well.
Yep.
And we've seen James Duong before, but this actually was his first time on camera.
Correct. Right. Yeah.
All right. So hole 1, it's 291 feet is the current layout, and this is it a backhand line? Justin, you know the course better than me.
Yeah, this is a backhand line. You got to contend with that stream, kind of little pondy stream thing in the middle that plays OB. I believe there's a drop zone if you miss it. And this is where the basket will be for today's layout. We didn't do drone footage for both because the course changed between rounds slightly. So actually not slightly, a lot. So the play is a backhand hyzer flip with probably a fairway driver or mid. And you want to aim right between those 2 cameramen and have it fade right to the basket, Julian.
And now this guy is the guy that you're going to want to
yeah,
have on your team for smooth backhands. Holy cow.
Yeah, and he's got himself a 12-footer to start for Bird. It's a good start for Greg.
Oh, yeah, big time. We're going to get a replay right off the bat. And this one is deservedly so.
Yeah, you know, first round on camera, first round of the tournament. It's cold. It was like 7:45 in the morning for these guys, and it's a great start.
Now, were you there spectating this event, or?
No, I couldn't make it out.
Okay.
So it's still kind of nice to see it on camera, I guess, if we can't be there in person.
Now, Thomas Gilbert.
This looks a little long, but that's okay on this hole because it's short and you may be in the water, Julian.
Oh, yeah, true. Better to go a little bit long than getting it wet.
Mm-hmm. That's correct. Did she say something? Okay,
James Duong. What's he going to do?
Hyzer flip.
Now, I would have expected him to actually go with a forehand, but
I think he would. Well, his backhand's really come a long way, but I think he would tell you, along with, as some other forehand players might tell you, that there is not really a great line there for a forehand, unless you really are throwing a flex. And here's Justin Murphy from Kitchener. He's throwing looks like an undertaker, and this is sawed off, a bit short. He's going to have to get lucky.
And that kicks, did that stay dry? Looks like it might have.
That was very fortunate for that young man, and he's going to have a chance to pitch over for a par here.
Now, you say young, but I think he's actually the second oldest on the card.
Yes, he's
just
in his
judging by the
late
pictures.
30s, I think. So,
okay. Yep.
He's going to go up first here. Looks like he's got a putter of sorts, maybe a zone, and he hits a tree, and that could have gone OB.
That could have been horrible, but you know what? Lucky tree. And is that casual water there?
Nope.
Oh,
I don't think it is. So we'll have to see if he got dry or not. Thomas with the circle 2 look right towards that water, Julian.
just a deadly wind.
Oh, he's floating it. That's a smart. I mean, it's a half run, right? You just kind of don't want to take a bogey on the first hole when you're in circle 2 for bird.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bird doggy.
James. Oh, yeah. What a putt.
And the giant peach.
And just amazing sportsmanship from the gallery there.
Oh yeah, you always want to see that. Who was it? One.
It was
person?
Thomas Gilbert.
It was Thomas Gilbert. Justin's gonna get his focus here and hopefully score a lucky par.
Now, looking at that stamp, it looks like he's putting with a swan. Shoot.
Yes, that was a swan. It looks like or it's some sort of west side disc, and that was a middle spit out. It could have caught, could have not. It chose not to on this moment, and he's gonna have to take a bogey on his first hole of the tournament. And Greg, after filleting that fairway, filleting
The
French.
fairway.
And you're going to see this all day. Greg's got a very loose-looking, wobbly dart putt that it's just his style, and that's what he does. And I've read and heard from other good pros that wobble on putts is not a bad thing
Okay.
because it catches the chains more when it's wobbling like that. It can have a chance to hit more things, right? As Justin taps out for his bogey.
Yeah,
and he's going to have to...
Very careful with his tapping. He waves to the fans.
He waves to the fan up there, which actually looks like just another card in the tournament.
Okay. Which could technically be a fan. So after hole 1, we had 2 birdies, 1 par, and 1 bogey. Rough way to start the tournament for Justin. But a couple of birdies, from James and Greg. And Thomas Gilbert with a surprising par on that starting hole. But it didn't necessarily play into his game because it wasn't a 600-foot backhand.
Right. I think he probably threw like a stego there. All right, next one here. Julian is a par 3, 226 feet. It's basically an overstable forehand would be the simple play to get there. You can also have a low ceiling backhand with maybe a mid, a flip to flat mid, and have it ride down this hill. Either way, you got to avoid this large tree that's just at the edge of circle 1 and make a putt.
And so the first round, was it longs to short basket, long tee to short basket, or short?
Yes, long for most of the holes that had dual tees.
Okay.
From what I hear. And Greg's up first after that great birdie, and he's doing the flip to flat hyzer play, and this looks great.
That this guy is accurate.
That's
Holy
about the
cow.
same distance, Julian, as his first drive there. And James taking the easier route. It's just to go around that tree. Greg obviously differs with that, but that's fine.
Oh, over the big tree, eh?
Yeah, and they got to be a little wider than that normally. He got lucky, and
Woo-hoo.
he got through the branches, and he'll take it for
Yeah,
a
why
circle
not?
1 putt.
Why not? And what's the Tom Bomb throwing here? How big are his feet?
Size 43. That's not Europe either. That's
Oh,
American.
wow.
This is a good-looking shot. Oh, that's the tree you
no.
had to miss, right? So
Yeah, there's 1 or 2
maybe the
branches in that
maybe
tree.
the backhand I'm not giving enough credit. It could be a little more open. Either way, that's a very thickly branched tree. Words? That makes sense?
Yep, sure.
Justin up next. Multicolored disc of some sort.
Now, with the
And
way that's flying,
yeah.
for sure that's a Discraft flick. Like, nothing's that overstable, I would say. Maybe it could have also been like a stiletto, but I don't
Stiletto,
think
yeah.
they make the plastic like that.
I'll ask him next time I see him, and he's going to go back to that disc again. And yeah, that's got to be something very overstable, like he said.
I like the way that looks spinning on the ground.
I heard actually that he might have an in the bag coming out, so if that frisbee's still in there, we might be able to see what it was.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
If one were to care that much. And Thomas now, circle's edge-ish for birdie. Can't really see the basket.
He should just be able
It's
to
very
reach in
cold.
and
Look
tap
at
it
his
in.
breath. Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, no.
So the elevation of that basket just got him a little bit, as it is perched just slightly up a hill, Julian. Justin up next to save his par.
Getting using his foot for some extra power.
Yeah, I think he putts like that normally, it looks like. And that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
good putt.
Perfect.
Convincing putt.
He seems to putt like he's kissing his prom date.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Like when you put your foot up to. Here, I'm gonna.
Oh, I see.
Right?
When the girl kisses.
When the girl
Yeah,
kisses.
yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a good analogy. We should tell him that next time we see him. Greg, another birdie, Julian, with a hot start. Hot start on a cold morning for Mr. Grutenbeer. And James as well.
It looks like there's a bit of ice in that stream going through the park.
Yeah, you couldn't tell. I
'Cause they're
believe
ducks
later we
and
might
ice.
see a more obvious way of telling that there's ice there, but
Okay.
Thomas taps out his par, and we got a couple birds and a couple pars there.
I like Thomas's, was that like a Canadian pound bag?
Looks like it.
That's pretty sweet.
I mean, when you're one of two guys that pretty much tours on, in the national tour, you got to represent the country.
Oh,
one of two
absolutely.
from Canada, sorry. Him and Marty.
Especially with like how far he throws.
Oh, it's so
And some of these, the videos that you've seen on, what was it, the Las Vegas challenge where he beat out Garrett Girthy, was it?
Yeah, on the distance, you mean?
On the distance?
Oh, man. It's
Oh,
so
man.
crazy. So a couple birds back there for James and Greg, and a couple pars for Thomas and Justin. And we're on to hole 3, Julian. What do we got?
We have a 364-foot hole. There's some spruce trees in the way here.
Some.
Maybe one or two, or another 5 or 6.
87.
It's a par 3. It's a really tough one with how many trees. There is a line kind of outside to the right a little bit, but it's a bit
low ceiling
trickier.
the whole way, too, from
Yeah.
what I remember. So this is, when you see a blue and red leg like that, this would be a shared tee pad.
Okay.
So
See, I'm making that up because I've actually never played this course.
we got to get out there and play when this virus thing ends. And this looks. So I think that's the line. If he probably would admit to you he missed about 5 feet left or so, because if you keep it high, there's kind of an opening there, and then you wanted to have it stable out towards the basket. But
Oh, that's a tough
Greg's
one.
gonna have about 100 feet left for his pitch up. It's Jimmy D got here.
Atticus Finch.
Uh-oh. That never had a chance. So he's going to have to get lucky here and get down.
Oh, and thankfully, not a 2-meter rule in Canada.
It's on the ground, Julian.
Oh,
So
my
he's-
bad.
He's fine.
Lost sight of it.
Thomas is going to try and show us this low backhand route. That looks a little high, actually. No, see, there's the gap. He hit the one little branch to miss, because that's the gap to get all the way there.
Okay.
So
This is a tricky hole,
it's
though.
a very tricky hole.
I wonder if like a Simon line would work, like something
Yeah.
way
I mean,
over everything.
Justin up next, throwing a pink, looks like a Discmania disc.
Yeah, I could see the
And
Discmania
this is the
stamp.
height. So, so he threw a little bit less stable. It gets down there, but didn't have that finish. But that's a great shot, and he'll have a circle 2 look, Julian.
Yeah, not bad at all. That's probably the best drive of the group, I would say.
Yeah.
Maybe Thomas is a little bit closer. It's hard to tell, though, from that angle.
We'll see when they put out. So James up next. He's going to avoid that squirrel that's dancing around in front of him. Personally, I wouldn't be able to shoot till it was gone because I'd want to hit it because I hate squirrels.
But they're so helpful to...
To destroy.
Great upshot for James Duong.
Yeah, that was a great upshot. Low skipping backhand, and Greg's up next. Ooh, an Anheuser. This is a
Come
soft
on.
touch. Yeah, that's a nice touch.
Look how nose up, floaty, perfect, right to the basket.
He's been playing a long time, too. I remember we didn't in the bag with him, and he'd been playing, for, I think he said 18 years or something.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you can tell he knows his discs. He knows his angles.
So Thomas, looks like Justin was a bit closer as Thomas goes first, and Thomas has left himself a 20-footer for par. Justin looks to be lining up a step putt. Is he going to go straddle?
Oh, tough call.
Looks good.
Oh, just off
just
the top
off
of the
the
cage.
top.
Yeah. Nice run, though.
Yeah, good run. He should have his par saved there.
All right, Tommy G
Good putt.
cleans up the par.
And that should be, I'm going to
Pretty
say
well going to see that all around, yeah.
We have stats here, too, we can refer to.
Oh, yeah. I had forgotten all about them. So this was hole 3 that we're on. And this one averaged par because all 11 players got par.
Yep, we sure did.
So that's a
No
very...
spoilers here, but James will make this 8-footer. Sure, everyone would have noticed that or would have realized that before we said all pars. But yeah, so 15 players.
That's a very vanilla, average Joe kind of hole.
No kidding.
I like it. It's tough. Well, I wouldn't say average necessarily because then it'd be like maybe between birdie and par.
So that makes that miss
yeah.
by Justin a little more important. He could have had the only bird of the day on that layout on the first round. So
Yeah, you always want to take that when you get a
Chance
chance
is
to
there.
gain a stroke.
that's true. So as Julian said, all pars for everybody in the field, including these 4 young gents. And we're on to hole 4, Julian. And this is another one that's kind of a doozy to get a birdie on. It's definitely a bonus birdie. 367 feet. Looks to me like the play from here would be an overstable flex line on a backhand to get all the way down there. So you'd start at the first spruce tree in the middle there on a bit of an Anheuser, have it fade down this hill and flex back and hopefully get some sort of a look. Otherwise, you can play a safe forehand through the gap to give yourself a pitch to the basket that will be perched on this hill somewhere.
Right there.
Right there. And Greg is going to go a very, very, very tight, tricky line. But if you have this hyzer game, why not, right? If you think you can hit this low ceiling down a hill,
Come on.
I mean, it's with the ceiling as low as it is on that tree and how high the ground is, it's got to be 3 feet. That's it.
Look at that. He did an air bounce as well.
Yeah, he did.
You can see it kind of go down and then start sailing back up.
For sure. And he had the height right, Julian. Just kind of missed that, missed the line a bit.
Yeah.
And James is going to show us the safe forehand bailout play, probably. Yeah, not getting too much into that. He's just getting around the middle, like I had mentioned.
He just wants that to
Yep,
drop
sit there,
in
and then
bounds.
you'll be able to see the basket up there. Now you just want to pitch over and get your par. So that's the play for par. And I'm not sure if this guy wants to make those kinds of
No,
plays.
he's not going for par ever.
No. You got to really have to commit to this line.
Although he does hang out with Nate Sexton a lot.
And that could have been the shot. He missed his line, but that could have been it.
Is that the basket right there?
Yes.
In the back. Oh, wow.
So it's very tight, as you can see.
Yeah, that's a tough tee.
Looks like Justin dropping the glove and lining up his forehand.
Unreal. Maybe the best in Ontario.
It's a star. Judging by the rim thickness, I'd guess a destroyer, but I'm not 100% on that.
You are probably correct. And this looks like another safe bailout play, and he's okay with that.
Oh yeah, it sits nicely in the middle.
Yep. Yeah, it flew like a destroyer, Julian. I'll have to wait for that in the bag to come out, hopefully. And he's got about 150 feet left. Hopefully he can save his par, and Greg will probably be up first, Julian. See if these guys can convert.
Now, if there's anybody who can hit touchy backhand lines.
Skip off the Leafs, and there we go.
Oh, man.
There we go. 14 feet uphill.
Now, does
that-
this guy know his discs or what? Like, actually?
Oh,
This-
no kidding.
That's insane.
It is insane. And you know, if you don't, he mentioned on his in the bag that he doesn't switch discs often out of his bag, so you get really comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I know myself, I don't like to take too many discs in and out of my bag either when I'm playing, so new molds and stuff like that. Thomas looks to have a Sexton Firebird here. He's probably trying to get something near the basket. This looks ridiculously hard though.
Where's Thomas?
Uwe Tomas. Spanish. And he gets a little more,
Donde está Thomas?
yeah, Chinese.
Oh.
He gets a little more distance than he probably should have. That hit an early tree and just had enough height to get down. And Justin,
With
uh-oh.
now, interesting he would choose the forehand here.
Yeah, that's not a great call, and he should have about 23 feet left for his par. But that he threw his hands up like it didn't look like he liked it. So
Mhm.
hopefully he can convert. James next. This looks very good.
Ooh, looks like he was almost running that.
You know, with that hill there, you might as well.
Sure. Is that a zone he threw? Look kind of zoney.
Sure, yeah. It flew a bit straighter, maybe like a whatever the
Oh,
three.
like a
thing.
AVRX3
Yeah,
or
maybe
a,
something like that.
a rat maybe?
Oh, Thomas off the band for a par save, and he's gonna have to settle for a bogey at best.
And that's tough for the top-rated guy in this tournament.
Yeah, no kidding. Justin left here with his par putt. Oh man, Heiser left side just does not stick for him, and right side, sorry.
Now, I've played with him. You might see coverage coming out of that in the future.
Yes,
and
I heard you
know
guys played together.
Putting is his strong game, so I wonder if the camera jitters are maybe getting to him a little bit.
I would imagine they're real. It's Greg. Okay, so I do say he has a wobbly putt. He looks at his fingers. It's usually not like that. That just kind of slipped out, and I'm imagining these guys are feeling the temperatures, Julian.
Still in though. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter
he got
how it gets
Doesn't
there.
matter. He got it in. He sticks it to his 2 down. James to do the same. Great putt. James taps his par out, and Thomas and Justin will have to pick up their bogeys, unfortunately, and that's not the start either of these guys were looking for.
No, not at all.
But probably the start that James and Greg wanted, I would imagine.
No, they wanted to go 7 down through 3.
Right. I mean, who doesn't?
So only one birdie in the field on that hole, and that was Derek Jones. So well done.
Very nice. Good job, Derek.
I wonder if he would've done-
Ontario champion, Julian.
Yeah, absolutely. So we had 2 bogeys and 2 pars there.
Did that hole play over par?
That hole did play over par by about a third of a stroke, so
That's pretty tricky.
Very tough hole.
This is a very hard course. We got to get out there and play it.
Sure. As soon as we're allowed
As
outside
soon as
and
we're
in
allowed
parks again.
outside to touch discs again, we will get out there. Once we're not stuck forever.
All right, hole 5. What do we have?
338 feet. It's a par 3. The basket is perched up on this hill over here by the culvert, right here. Thank you very much, graphics team. And it's a hyzer outside. You want to throw a high hyzer, maybe flip to flat a bit, and then have it fade towards that storm culvert. It's very, very tricky. You can get sneaky with a roller here too, maybe a low forehand roller. Other than that, you're going to take the line that looks like Greg is lining up aim towards those two pines up there and have it fade down toward the basket. See how much distance you get, Julian.
Like just looking at that graphic or that
Tee shot.
The coverage there, the drone footage.
Yeah.
I don't know how anyone's gonna birdie
It's-
this. That's a tricky looking hole.
James lining up something a little nasty here. He's going with a low forehand, maybe. Is my acting working well?
Yeah, not bad.
'Cause
Not
we
bad.
know he's going to throw a forehand roller, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. See how far he gets. Just kidding, I know where it goes. And this line looks good.
Come on.
I mean, that's a way to get yourself down there and
Oh, wow.
sit.
See, it's one of those holes that it looks like a tough birdie, but an easy par.
Yeah, and a lot of them are like that on this course. From what I was speaking with this guy, Justin, he was saying that it's just a lot of easy pars and tough birds. And he lines whatever that disc he threw on hole 3, he throws again, and that's fine.
Maybe a flippy, like a beat-in
It
zone?
was some sort of Discmania disc.
Oh, Discmania, okay.
Flew straight and flat, maybe like a DDX, something like that. I think he throws DDXs.
Okay, yeah, on a hole like this, for sure.
Thomas up next with a Sexton Firebird. What
No
the
way.
the heck is this? And he put a lot.
Come on.
If that misses everything, missed the goal. Oh my goodness, that's a great shot.
Yeah, not as much ground play as he'd want, but you know what? He still has a look. And maybe, like, inside the circle look.
It's close, and we got a true tracker. It must be a good shot if we got this. As Thomas really, like, guys, he throws 650 feet. If he's throwing hard with a Firebird,
Oh, I love the Canadian flag colors of the True Tracker as well.
agreed. Very smart graphics team we got here at TrueNorthDiscGolf.com.
This is just a Canadian,
Oh.
Canadian coverage all around. Even the baskets all have Canadian flags on them. There's
Really patriotic
red banded.
tournament. Lady Gaga's Canadian. It's really patriotic. Is she not?
I don't know.
I would assume she does. She isn't. I was just being silly. I'll ask Bradley Cooper next time I see him. And Greg with the layup. Looks like he got to about 15 feet. And last time he struggled with that. And Justin jump putting? This looks good. Go in!
Oh,
Just kidding. We knew it was short.
I didn't actually. I have a horrible memory
you
when it comes from when it comes to shots.
He looks like he
Watching
didn't
coverage.
putt with his swan there. I wonder if that was. James up next from 50 feet. And it's so unfortunate because he had a really good idea there to get that aggressive roller out, and he's stuck with this now to try and get that birdie. He doesn't even know if he's going to go forehand or backhand yet. Everyone back there kind of like, hurry up, we're
It's amazing
freezing.
he's not changing his footing for both forehand and backhand though. That's that just shows you,
Kidding?
oh, shows you how hard the lie was there.
Yeah, and James is someone who's very aggressive and knows what he wants to do when he steps up to it and addresses his disc, so he must have really been struggling mentally there.
And Thomas is not even marking his disc.
I think okay. I was going to say maybe he wants it to be circle 2, but he looks to be lining up a regular putt. Oh my goodness.
And he doesn't need to mark his disc. Why would you?
That's got to be the only birdie on the course.
That is the only birdie. For a hole that's averaging par, so that means we must have had, I don't know, at least, well, if he's the only birdie, one
Yeah,
bogey.
one bogey, yeah.
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 So well done.
Math.
And double G.
Double G up. Hopefully he can convert a little bit more convincingly on this uphill putt.
I guess Canadian double.
Another one sneaks over the rim.
Oh,
and he
man.
grins.
I deserve that.
That went in.
That's his voice now. I'm Greg Grubenberg, and I deserve
pretty good.
that. Is it?
Justin left for his par, doing his prom kiss putt thing, he said. Yep, that's in. Bottom right corner. And 3 pars and a birdie, hopefully. Yep. And can't do that now.
Nope.
Cannot do that
Hands
now,
off
guys.
each other's discs. Safety first, everyone.
Looks like Justin was just trying to be a good card mate there, but you can't do that now. And actually, if you're still out playing disc golf, you probably shouldn't be right now. So,
Don't do it. It's not worth it.
yeah.
Um,
Whether you think it's silly or not.
shout out
it's-
to Disc Golf Valley.
No kidding.
the
Guys,
phone game. You can play multiplayer. The thing's awesome.
we've been having leagues on Disc Golf Valley with a bunch of our Chicopee guys, and it's fun. So if you haven't checked that app out yet, which I'm sure everyone that watches this has it, Disc Golf Valley, super fun.
All right, hole 6, 604 feet, and this is our. Is this our first par 4?
Yeah, I think it
Yep.
is.
It's the only par 4 actually. Looking
Oh
into
yeah,
this.
I disagreed with that. Yeah, maybe from this layout.
So what do we have?
Big open shot, 604 feet. You're going to want to, the basket will be here in this valley. The path there plays on the left, OB, and so does that hay stuff on the right, the cattails.
Oh, wow.
So it's a big drive to get you down there in the middle. You want to try and get as much distance as you can. And then you got to pick either a spike hyzer to the green because of how narrow that peninsula is, or a forehand hyzer as well. And Thomas looks to have flirted with those pink OB flags. We'll have to see.
Hey. That was my flirting.
Nice. I'd ask you out. That's a great looking line from Greg. Perfect
Look
hyzer
at-
flip.
He just has such a smooth, smooth flying
smooth.
backhand.
So smooth. And there's the basket right there. So like you can see it narrows down, and it's a very tough upshot to get to the basket. The drive is not so much. You just want to kind of get down there and get some distance.
And it looks like James might actually be going
Oh, that's a smash.
for some extra distance. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Stay
great
in,
shot.
Stay
Now,
in.
from that wide perspective, he'll have a better forehand line, I think, to the basket. So I'll
Okay.
have to see if he goes with that. See, now he has that
Oh
spike
yeah,
angle.
that's still pretty far out
It's
though.
very far. Justin up next with a cool multicolor disc of sorts. And that's going to have to flex out like James, and probably won't, looks like.
Oh no, is that same multicolor disc from earlier?
It didn't look like it. If it was, then it was way less stable all
yeah.
of a sudden.
Okay.
He's going to be in long grass, and we're going to have to see if he can do anything from there. Probably not. Probably a pitch over.
He might be able to save his par, but it's a tough call from there.
And Thomas has just self-admitted to himself, which is what self-admitted means, that I'm just going to pitch over here to the fairway and try and get a par.
Yeah, not a bad call. Playing that safe golf.
130 feet, yeah. And he'll make that up shot all day long at 10-14 rated. Justin up next with that disc you thought was a destroyer. And he looks like he's just trying to get to the same kind of thing as Thomas, just get in the middle and make an upshot.
Yeah, good call. Not a bad spot to put it at all.
Yeah, I guess if you're that far, he must have thought, I can't get a birdie, I might as well just try and get an easy par here.
Well, even if you can get it that far, it's such a tight landing zone.
True.
It's kind of like hole 17 at Waco. Is that the one that's near the water where it's a hard right
Oh my
turn?
gosh, that was so hard to play in person.
You went there?
Yes, I did. Yeah,
Awesome.
it was awesome. I got par on that too.
Nice.
And both times
But
very
it
lucky.
seems like a similar kind of hole shape, just without the trees in the middle.
Yeah, the elevation plays in as well. The drive is much trickier on that hole, obviously.
Oh, okay.
Because you have OB on the left and on the right, and if you're too early, then you can't see anything.
Gotcha.
But back to this hole, Greg's over there. It looks like he's gonna have some sort of a circle 2 look for his birdie, and James.
James is in the best position.
Yep, last to go here out of for the upshots. Firebird. Yep, 2017 looks like Sexton Firebird.
Oh wow.
Well, that looks smooth. Missed that schnarby tree.
And stay safe.
Oh goodness.
I think he might
That's
get a birdie.
That's
Yep.
a birdie on a very. How is this rank? Is it one of the harder holes?
This is, what hole is this?
6.
Hole 6. This is second hardest.
True Tracker.
Yeah.
Oh man, patriotic True Tracker
Just
and
Canada's
well-deserved.
Canada's its way through the bush there.
No kidding.
I can't speak right now.
We haven't spoken. We don't need to talk when you're in quarantine.
Yeah. That's a really good call.
Thanks. That's my voice hurts right now. Thomas up next. Looks like a pig, probably, knowing him.
Wow,
And-
rude.
And now he threw a pig as well.
Oh no.
And that is going to be impossible. I mean, everything's possible, but and he's 6'73", so he might be able to kind of throw
Do
it down.
a soft turbo downwards at it.
Justin up next with an orange disc. Thick rim on that. Could have been a bear hay. I know he plays with those.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? It did look like a Casta stamp. Also known as a Casta Plast stamp.
And not bad. He's going to have to maybe get to a knee or something for that putt, though, to save his par. And Greg's up next for a birdie look, Julian. Go!
Greg Grutenberg runs a birdie the other day.
Shout out to
Listowel? Or
Letterkenny.
Letterkenny.
Listowel, actually. Good call. And what's Thomas going to do, Julian? A big spike hyzer putt. A spicer.
He despiser. And he almost puts it.
Yeah, and he'll have a tap-in bogey,
And-
unfortunately. Thomas off to a freezing cold start here, literally and figuratively for his standards. Justin seeing if he's up next, and this is a 20-footer, but he's on a knee, so
So it's going in,
putt.
regardless.
Good
There we
putt.
go. Welcome back, Justin.
good putt for his par there, and
Mm-hmm.
he'll grab that and put his mini in his pocket. And Greg up next for his par. A lot closer, easier putt than the last one. Yep, dead center.
Hanging in the chains. 10 points.
Is that actually the thing? So he's plus 10 now?
I think
Or
so.
plus 8?
No,
that sucks.
yeah, that's the worst.
Well, so he wanted just to land in the
Come
bottom
on,
of the
look at
basket.
this.
This is a tap-in birdie if I've ever seen one.
Jeez. Well done. And that is, it's not going to spoil anything anymore.
birdie,
the
probably?
only birdie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great birdie.
Yeah, so-
So these guys kind of wander behind James, like, let's let him go first because he showed us what's up there.
And that's the only birdie in the field, which is, it's always great when you can gain a stroke on everybody else.
Especially 2 on Thomas at once.
Yeah.
You see it happen right before your eyes. So Justin with a par, Greg with a par, James with that great birdie, and Thomas with the unfortunate bogey after errant tee shot. And then the upshot kind of got pinched by that bush light. I've got bush.
And Bush Light. Hole 7, 289 feet.
Family Guy.
This is a forehand
Yep,
line.
you got it.
Looking at the drone coverage here, the walking drone coverage. And the basket is going to be in the middle of this opening right here. You just want to avoid the
They're gonna have to
path
drag
on the
that-
left.
Yeah, and you're gonna drag that icon way up high.
Oh, is this the raised one?
This basket is 43 feet up. It's like 2 stories.
Oh, jeez.
And Julian, forehand, good call. The path is OB, and there's also a line of OB on this hay.
Oh,
with
no.
pink- yeah, denoted by pink flags.
Yeah, you can kind of see the paint actually in the...
And this is gonna have to stable up, which it is. This looks actually really good.
Oh, yeah, great skip.
Oh man, great shot from James.
And that's the perfect
I
spot
was
to
gonna
be
say you
with
don't
an
want to be
elevated
much
basket.
closer than that, do you? On this one, not being a very tall man, James.
Great shot.
Yeah, just never had a chance really of going OB with the stability of that disc, and that was a great shot from James. And
And
he's making our editing team work with these true trackers.
Oh,
Julian.
yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't look like it's that hard of a hole necessarily, but
I
that,
agree.
that raised basket really throws some of these guys through a loop, I bet.
I guess. But it really shouldn't affect the drive in it. This looks like it's gonna have to bite. Come on, bite.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and he's OB. And that spectator's like, your disc's right here. Is that Scott? Yeah, I think it's Scott
Scotty J.
Jameson.
Hand warmers are pretty good.
Out of bounds, unfortunately for Greg, our leader, our co-leader, I guess.
Yeah, he and I are
Justin
very
up.
close after the one time we talked for a minute.
Yeah, I bet you are. Justin's. This is gonna have to get lucky too.
Oh,
Sit.
Sit.
Oh, and he's out of bounds by the pink flags.
Jeez.
That's too bad for Justin. He was
Weather fiber.
starting to feel it looked like after kind of gaining some steam there in the last couple holes.
Let's see if
I know.
Thomas can keep it in bounds.
It's nice and wide, and this is looking really good. Okay, a bit short, but that's about 27 feet. And this isn't even a joke. I wonder if this is an easier putt for him because of his height, than most of these guys, right? Actually, Greg's like 6'4" as well,
Okay.
but he is circle 2. Look, it looks like from and with a penalty stroke already. He's you
Oh,
know what,
yeah.
wise man. He says, "I'm just gonna collect my bogey. I went out of bounds. Take my lumps."
Yeah, not a bad call at all. And let's see if that changes Thomas's idea as well.
I
No,
know
he's
it.
going to run it.
I know
He's
it.
always, he
Yeah.
always runs it.
Even though he's reeling a bit here at +1 through 7, 6. Oh, the height was
Nice
right,
try.
just a little bit off on his line, and that could be that grip from the temperatures. And he's got a bit of a tester on this elevated basket as Justin lines up a jump putt.
Oh boy.
Never had a chance.
Yeah, and this is the beginning of the stretch of there's actually 4 of the 5 hardest holes, starting with this one here, 2, 3,
The
1,
last
and
one wasn't?
5. Hole 4 was the 4th hardest.
Oh, I see. This is the end of the stretch. Is what you're
Is
saying.
it? Yeah, this is kind of the beginning of the hardest stretch.
Oh, so what about the last hole though?
The last hole is the 5th hardest.
It's hole 6,
I'm sorry, hole 9. What are we on now?
7.
Last hole was the second
I think
hardest.
6 was the second
Yeah,
hardest. This
second
is the
hardest.
hardest, right?
This is the 3rd hardest. Next
And
one's the
then
hardest.
The next one's the hardest.
We'll get there, folks.
Sorry, buddy.
We'll get there.
I'm just trying to remember from what people on this card told me. And that almost went out. And that person jogging was like, that almost went out.
Look at that, the match jogging team in the background there.
Good putt from Justin there. Those probably aren't easy.
Get up there.
And-
You reach that? There you go. You got it.
He does, yep. Greg.
Don't worry, I'll grab yours too. No, get it out of my way. I want to make this. Ooh.
Through the chain somehow. But he's got it nonetheless.
Just gonna reach down and get this out of the basket.
with my teeth. So the crate is there for the guys to stand on and grab the discs if you're not Greg and Thomas. I believe Justin and Greg with the only bogeys both went OB off the tee, and that'll happen.
Yeah,
if
and
you go
James
OB.
Duong gained a stroke on the entire field again. That's 2 holes
That's
in
the
a row
only
where
birdie
he's the
again?
only birdie. Yep.
Wow. And this is the hardest stretch, you said.
Yep. So
Good for
he's
him.
he's crushing it.
No kidding, bud.
All right, and what do we have coming up? We're going
Hole
into hole 8. This is the hardest hole on the course, and why is that, Justin?
It looks like a really, again, a tough park-style disc golf hole with a bunch of trees and low ceilings and lines and stuff. I think the basket's a lot farther than it showed there. It's in this pile of trees. I don't think it's 341. Anyway, you're going to throw something understable in a big hyzer, have it flip to flat, and glide down this little fairway that's about 280 feet up.
Oh, wow.
And have it sail down towards the basket and hopefully not be too stable at the end. And the basket's perched on a right to left sloping hill that it skips down too far for a circle 1 putt. It's a very, very tough shot. As Julian mentioned, it's the hardest hole on the course. And let's see if James can start us off in style here. He's been hot, Julian.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell what kind of disc he's throwing there, but it's hard to...
That's a turn, I think.
A turn? Okay. Just the plastic doesn't look didn't look Innova plastic.
It's a Winthrop Gold stamp. I recognize that stamp
Oh,
because
okay.
I have one as well. And mine's maybe not. It flew like a turn. I have a turn.
Maybe it's like a shimmer star or something, like one of their different plastics.
I think it's a star. Well, maybe you know the plastics better than me. Anyway, Thomas definitely has the power to get there, but it's a very tough line. It's got to miss, and this just got to stable up, and it's going to be good. No, and that's the mistake. It's a little under, and that tree's good.
Oh,
that would have
okay.
been out of bounds.
Yep.
So that's the mistake is to get something a little too understable and not have it start flexing down the alley there.
Oh yeah, yeah. And Thomas continuing his rough stretch there,
No
unfortunately.
kidding. It's tough to watch. Greg with a Harry Harvest disc, it looks like. Shout out to disc golf tournaments in Toronto. And oh my gosh,
Oh,
the one
no.
skinny fairway tree. And the guy walking's like, that would have hit me, so thank gosh.
It's amazing you could hear him from there.
Yeah. Justin's got a turn as well, it looks like, and that is turning out of bounds. I hope not for his
Come
sake.
back in. Come back in.
No, and he's going to get marked about 80 feet back, it looks
Oh
like.
no.
Maybe he was thirsty.
This will show them.
I'm pretty sure that would be frozen if it was in service. So, shout out to me being a plumber. Greg up next. Heiser line? Nope, up the gut. He looked like he was lining a Heiser line, and that's the end of the flight you want on your drive.
Wow.
So it's such a hard hole. You can definitely see why. Was it playing over, Julian? Over par?
Yeah, it is playing 1 1/4 strokes over par.
1 1/4.
Yeah, so
is
this
a par four.
should be a par 4.
Justin.
And not even an easy par 4.
Nope. He's throwing a big Heiser here, and
Was that the right move?
I hope so, because if he didn't, he's going to mark himself about 3 feet in front if he didn't get back in. So hopefully he got in bounds.
Yeah, hard to see where that ended up. And James throwing towards picnic area 7.
Nice reading. Oh my gosh, I can't see that at all.
It also might be 2.
Uh,
That's 7. That's a 7.
it looks like a
Comment below if it's a 2 or a 7.
Question mark to me.
No, it's picnic area.
Sit. Oh, tough tree hit, but might have been a good one. He's got a circle 2 look, circle's edge.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas got a pig.
And Thomas, where's Thomas?
Où est Thomas? That was New Zealand.
Shout out to Tyler Brickley.
He was actually from the States, which is the best part.
I know.
Circle's edge, lean out putt for Thomas. Yeah, he's funny.
He's
Is he
good.
putting content out these days?
I'm sure he is.
I gotta go look when I get home. Greg up next with a soft upshot, and he's throwing an ante like he did on hole 3 with that white disc. Oh,
Ugh.
nice line.
Great run. By everyone.
Yeah, and what did Justin? Okay, it looks like he stayed in bounds, and he's got that
Oh my God,
bear
just.
hay. Is that a Castoplast stamp he's got?
Yeah, yeah, it looks like it. Now, is that the same tree that Thomas? No. it wouldn't be.
Yeah, it looks like he's on the backside of it, and that's a good upshot. He's gonna have to probably. That's a double. He's gonna settle for.
Yeah.
So Justin, after kind of answering a few nervous calls, it looks like he's gonna unfortunately start slipping back down again. And
And this is for par, I think, for James Duong.
yes, step putt. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. So I think I can say this now.
No birdies.
After this, there wasn't a birdie.
There was one.
There was not a birdie
Okay,
because
I didn't think so.
I think Thomas is going for. Is he par or this might be a bogey putt?
Par, I want to say.
Yeah. So there was actually only 2 pars on
What?
the day.
And the rest were above par.
And the rest were bogey or worse. Yeah. So big shout out to Casey Forbes and Simon Newman. Is that Newman?
Yep, that's
Big
right.
shout out to Casey Forbes and Simon Newman. Who were the only 2 pars on this hole this round.
Oh no, James airball Julian, and that's gonna
Oh,
be. That was for a
double.
bogey. He's got a double now putt.
So he's got a parble bogey
Oh
situation
no, and he was
happening.
4 down. That's too bad. A purple bogey is 100% Julian what he has. Good call. Greg low in middle
Just cleans up his
has one.
bogey.
Greg Grutenberg wood.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the color blue. As that Justin fella looks like he's got a shout out to the color brown. James for double, unfortunately.
Ooh, snuck it into the
I
cage.
think the more those putts happen, the more you're back and forth like that, the harder it is to make the putt. So good on James for making that.
Yeah, you get more and more in your head, the
Thomas
worse,
with a- yeah,
worse it's going.
Thomas with a bogey putt, and Justin, I believe, with a double here for him.
And everyone's just joking about how absolutely atrocious they played that hole.
Yeah, I wish someone would just headbutt the disc golf basket. Okay, thanks.
Shout out to Physical Fourth.
Yep. And hopefully he's okay. He has a pretty thick toucan in that picture.
Yeah, that was a good cage match.
Yeah, cage fight. That is a lot of geometry,
Headband?
Julian.
Okay, I'll stop. All right. So 2 bogeys, 2 double bogeys. This
Man, so much
round is not
geometry.
going well for this card here. So James is still 2 down, even with that double bogey, which is probably leading at this point, I would imagine.
Yeah, pretty close, I
or
bet.
close anyway. So we're going into hole 9 here, 315 feet. The basket is situated up and to the left, I believe. So it's a hard skipping backhand, and I was just kidding. Possibly. Let's see where
It's
it ends
pretty
up.
straight. It's a slight right at the end.
Oh, it's that one. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was looking
No,
at
it
the wrong
does change
basket.
eventually. The second one? No, the tee pad just does. Yeah, it just comes down here. You just happen to see the basket in the background.
So there is a good forehand line, a smooth, or a
Spike
slight
Heiser
turnover.
up to the right there. Spike Heiser will get you there.
And a
Or
slight
up the
turnover
middle,
backhand.
Slight turnover backhand.
Like,
So
I imagine Greg Rutenberg's doing that.
correct. And throw any frisbee shot you can here. Basically, it sounds like James maybe even a forehand roller. And that's
Possibly,
200 stable.
Tomahawk.
He needed a hand. Is that another nickname for Thomas Gilbert?
Oh my God, Tomahawk.
Tomahawk. Love
Why haven't
that.
we thought of that?
No idea. That's what it is. And Tomahawk turned that over. Oh, he's gonna love this. He's gonna love that. Whenever someone has a great nickname for you,
Here comes the Gregahawk.
GG Canadian is pretty good. Yeah, Gregahawk doesn't work, and this
doesn't flow as
is
nicely.
more like the line has got to flex out.
Stable up. Hit a tree and go in.
That could have been pretty circle one edge if it didn't hit that tree. But
Is that OB on that side?
there's no OB here, I believe.
Okay, because that would be a really punishing hole if it was.
No kidding. And James going with that Firebird again.
Let's see if he can get a skip ace. Spoiler alert.
Ski pace. Sky pace. Can you imagine that you spoil it like that? The first ever ace on. It looked like his left foot slipped, so I think he.
And I don't know if you noticed, but that didn't go in the basket, so it wasn't an ace.
So there was no spoiler alert, and Julian's off the hook. Whew. Shout out to Dustin Hoffman, who
And
played hook. Sorry. Justin's got a forehand here, and that wobbled a bit, and he's early and doesn't like it. And that's fortunate to stay there, I think. We'll see what he has when he gets down there.
yeah, not bad. And this is
is right
so.
now.
This is the 5th hardest hole. I'm actually just going to read the stats properly this time.
And
Knowing
that's
which hole
gonna
I'm
have
on.
to get down,
Oh,
and
no.
doesn't. So he's gonna have a circle's edge putt, Julian, for a par.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
He's going to have to call
Oh,
Greg
that's
Rutenberg
another west
over.
side disc. That's a swan. It looked like upside down. So that would probably mean that he does putt with those swans. That blue one we saw.
He's going to have to call Tomahawk over to help him get that disc down.
Yeah, good job. Good call. Because actually, Tomahawk could probably grab it for him. Oh, here you go. He's like climbing with a ladder. And this is a great shot from Greg.
Wow. Good out around everything.
Man, oh man.
And Thomas with kind of a putt.
It looks like he has something lining up here. He's not just laying up, it looks like.
Maybe like a jump high putt. I don't know. Does he have a line there?
Tomahawk. Oh, yeah, there's a line.
Come on.
Definitely
oh, yeah.
had-
Good tree.
Definitely had the distance, all the distance you need for that putt.
Yeah, it's nicer
James
to
looks
miss
to be-
high than low sometimes because you know you at least gave it enough effort.
Agreed. And James, only 10 feet to the right of Thomas, has almost nothing. So that just shows you where Thomas got a little fortunate there. And James splits the tree, Mando. So no penalty stroke for James there. And maybe Justin up next. Let's see if he addresses his disc. Okay. He's ready and... Oh, no. A band hit for Justin and another bogey. Tough round for him to start.
Yeah, big time. So hopefully he can pull it together for the back 9. This is just the first 9 holes of the tournament at Centennial Park in Toronto, Ontario. Etobicoke.
Etobicoke, yeah.
Etobicoke,
Which,
GTA.
Which, if you guys want to learn how to spell it, good luck.
It's E-T-O-B-I Coke.
I think it's... Oh, yeah, that's right. A-T-O-B. E-T.
Out of bounds.
E.T. Seaton.
So E.T., extraterrestrial, out of bounds. I Coke, like iRobot, but for Coke. Or like if Apple made Coca-Cola products.
okay.
Easiest way to remember it,
That's-
instead of
that's
just
so simple.
memorizing the spelling.
Or just not worrying about how it's spelled and saying Etobicoke.
Extraterrestrial, out of bounds, I Coke. So anyway,
Eddie
it's in the
Bocoke.
GTA, which is not Grand Theft Auto. That's the Greater Toronto Area for anybody who doesn't live in the Greater Toronto Area.
Correct. And that was confusing for everyone. So Justin, speaking of confused, he looked to be confused with putting. He got a bogey, and the rest of the guys got pars, which I would assume that hole isn't birdied often.
You know what though?
Oh,
Yeah, there was only
was that
2
nine?
birdies on that. Chris Oslins and Casey Forbes. Again, Casey Forbes having
You
his
can
name
throw
on our
wild.
stats. So,
Julian, do your thing, bud.
all right, here we go. We have a retail store. Check it out. We've expanded into the back now. Added some clothing as well, as you can see what we're wearing right here. We've got
Tournament
golf
ring.
shirts, t-shirts, hoodies. There's a retail store. Check it out. Tons of discs. I
Literally.
know.
Probably literally.
Yeah, and I know not a lot of people are playing right now, and you probably shouldn't be, but now is a great time to be supporting small businesses. So come on in, check us out. We are likely not open, I would imagine, right now, but you can always call and see what's in stock and get pictures maybe sent to you by some of the guys. I have no idea if they're willing to do that or not, but
I mean, you got to adapt as businesses these days. So come back for back 9 of round 1. See if Greg and James can keep their hot start going. See if Thomas and Justin can turn it around. Thanks for watching. Click like and subscribe, and we'll see you shortly.
see you on the back 9.